So we are back to one of the food banks here in Indio, California, and with all of the euphoria of the stock market, we wanted to see if things are changing in regards to people's food insecurity with all the great news. And Enrique, apparently it is not. I'll just give a little video of the hundreds of cars that are lining up right now. Your thoughts?
It's crazy. You see everything, the market, euphoria, Bitcoin. You got all these meme coins people are trading. People are making a lot of money online, yet there's a lot of food insecurity. It's just nuts how everything is so upside down.
So it's another reminder that the stock market and the economy are two different animals, that there is no relationship between the stock market and the real U.S. economy. So we have, as Enrique said, stock market all-time highs, Bitcoin all-time highs, gold's going up, oil's going up, everything's going up, and unfortunately food insecurity is also going up. And so this is another sad reminder of the dependency on the system, because people are just getting eaten alive by inflation and debt, and they just can't keep up. So we have this euphoric stock market right now, yet I don't see much improvement with what is happening with boots on the ground here as far as the food insecurity. And there are literally hundreds of cars, and we've seen it worse than this, but I don't know what time this place opens, what time it closes, but what I do know is there's a lot of people here.
Yeah, there's tons of vehicles. I feel like the last time that we actually came by, it was a little bit later in the day because it was during the summer.
Yeah.
So right now, to be able to catch this video during the daylight, we did come a bit early.
Yeah, so it is probably more than likely going to get busier as the afternoon goes on. We've seen it. I mean, look, this is bad. This is
You got a less serious.
this is unfortunate to see this many people with food insecurity. Again, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's so crazy to see this, because especially it's in our own backyard. And I'm pretty sure this is just one place. I'm pretty sure there's many of these in California. And I'm pretty sure that there's also many of these in other states as well. So this is just a small reminder of what can happen to any family here in the US when they get eaten up by inflation. They have to resort to coming to places like this to pick up their monthly stipend of food. Also, we're getting very close to Thanksgiving. So this is the last Thursday before Thanksgiving. So a lot of these people are taking advantage of the fact that they can grab all the stuff that they need to be able to have a Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, that's a great point. And to his point, this is just one food bank out here in the desert, and there are numerous food banks out here. And if this one is this busy, I don't know how busy the other ones are, but it's really unbelievable when you actually walk this. And we haven't been here in a couple months, but to walk this and to see this, there's something not adding up here when you look at what's happening in the market and what's happening in real life. Please comment down below. Are you seeing improvement in your life because of the stock market? Many of you probably are not. Are you seeing prices coming down a whole bunch? I went to the grocery store 2 days ago. I didn't see much relief on the shelves. It seems very, very expensive. But this, to me, Enrique, does not add up. When we're being told that, you know, man, the economy, the stock market, the euphoria, everything's doing wonderful, people are making money. You were just at the Apple store, it was not that busy. We're being told that Christmas, this will be an all-time retail high with spending. People are going to take on a lot more debt. But if people are taking on more debt to buy Christmas presents and they're in food lines, something is definitely not adding up. And I will say this, these people are dependent on the system. And think about, you know, if you're dependent on the system, if the system goes down, you're in big trouble. I shop at Winco, which is one exit away from where we're at. And multiple times, the cashiers there, every time told me that typically 70 to 80% of the people shopping there are using government subsidy to pay for the groceries. From looking at this, they're 100% spot on. But think about if the government wasn't paying for people's food, how would they be eating right now?
Yeah, that's the thing that I feel like people, a lot of them, they don't have their priorities straight when it comes to their finances. They put their money in areas that don't need to be spent. And so then what happens is when they have to buy necessities, they don't have the money for it. I've seen it over and over again with different people that I've met over the years, where they don't allocate their money correctly. They don't budget correctly, especially if you don't have credit cards or if you're dependent on only using cash. Even more then, you have to be very careful to budget for what's priority.
And look, there's a lot of people out here probably working 2 or 3 jobs. They don't have a choice because inflation has gutted their life. It's eaten them alive. And so I think like a majority of these people, they're driving nice cars. They're probably working 2 jobs. But their utility bills went up, their health insurance went up, the auto insurance went up, their rent went up, the food prices went up. How do you keep up with that?
Yeah, it's very, very difficult to be able to keep up with these rising inflation prices. All these prices, when it comes to just regular household needs every month, they've overextended what people can pay. So if you have wages going up a certain percentage every year for the average household, just take a look at that and probably triple it when it comes to the ordinary expenses every single month.
So real wages are no doubt keeping up with inflation. And this is why you're seeing the problem that you're seeing. You see all the cars all the way up here. And as I walk here, you can see the cars in the background. It is really unbelievable. Every time we come here, it's a reminder. And it's really a reminder that you have to be very, very thankful for everything that you have, especially this holiday season, this Thanksgiving. If you're eating, if you're not dependent on the system, you are really, really blessed, because from what I can see, the majority of America is very, very dependent on the system.
Yeah, it happens all the time. I see it with people that I know as well, where they have to do things that are sometimes they're on borderline legal to be able to grab subsidies every single month. I've heard of different stories that I may actually give out a couple stories of examples that I've heard in the future. But yeah, I have heard of people doing borderline things to be able to qualify for government assistance. And it happens all the time, even people making close to 6 figures.
You know, you're absolutely right. The line is getting longer now. I've just noticed it's now past the gas station. Yeah, last time we were here, it was later in the day. And now as people are getting off work, because a majority of these people do work, but how long is it getting now? Yeah. Now people are getting here after work, and they're going to get into this line, and it's going to be really, really long. I mean, there are hundreds of cars here right now. Yeah, what we're being told, and just watching this euphoria that everything has already been fixed when nothing's been fixed, the amount of debt that is out there, and the amount of debt that the average household, the average person sitting in their car today has, it's going to be very, very hard to resolve this situation. And Enrique, how do you fix this? How do you fix people getting off the system? How do you fix this? How do you fix, people being able to buy a house? The amount of auto debt that people are carrying out, credit card debt, $1.17 trillion. This is a complete mess. And people could say everything's fine, but look behind me. We're walking past a lot of cars, and this is just unacceptable.
There's a lot of hopium out there that the following administration that's going to come in early next year will start fixing everything. That's one of the reasons why all these markets are all-time highs. But again, there has to be a massive movement, and there has to be a collaboration between a lot of different people in a lot of different states to be able to get a big movement so people can get out of credit card debt and other types of high interest debt. The government also has to be able to find a way to support all these people, because it's a group collective.
Yeah.
It's not just one individual group. It has to be all these states coming together. And the United States is just very divided right now, so that's what makes it even more difficult.
And just, for people's personal lives, a lot of people just can't stop spending, and they're so far into debt. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you have people that have been responsible, but they just cannot keep up with the inflation and the cost of living. So it's a problem on both ends of the spectrum. And on top of that, you have a government that is so out of control with spending that I don't know how it gets pulled in, reined in, and how they get it under control. But the line here is no doubt getting longer. But how do you rein in all of the spending when the government spends money so recklessly? And what's sad is we just sent over another $245 million to Ukraine, and yet this is what Americans have to do now in order to eat. They have to sit in their cars for hours waiting to get a handout from the church or the charity. Unacceptable. What this money could be doing for Americans, but we're sending it overseas, financing a war, extending a war that's getting a lot of people killed. And while we have people here in America just trying to feed their families while they're working 2 and 3 jobs, and they cannot keep up. And many of these people may be behind a rent payment or 2 or a mortgage payment, and they don't know what they're going to do. They're not getting any help. The government's too busy sending billions of dollars to other countries and not giving it to the people who pay taxes and who work right here 2 to 3 jobs, doing everything they can to feed their families and stay alive, and they're getting just a slap in the face.
The government needs to set an example of controlled spending to be able to find a way to save money and to be able to take care of its Americans here first. And the fact that that's not happening right now, it's a slap in the face to all Americans. I believe so.
Yeah, it really, really is. So, my heart goes out to these people, and I know that there will be critics watching this video that will judge it and say, oh no, these people, they're just using this. Look how nice their cars are. They're driving nice cars. Well, yeah, they were probably doing very, very well a few years ago, and how quickly things have changed. It's called inflation. It's called your wages not going up. It's called utility prices going up. It's called having to finance a war in Eastern Europe, and you pay for it. And so there's no meat on the bone left for the average American. So it really almost is very upsetting when you walk out here and look at this, because I know a lot of these people are hardworking Americans, and a lot of these people are older. They're in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. And think about, as you said last time we were out here, people that are on a Social Security, fixed income. What about those people?
Yeah, there's a lot of people on fixed income, and they're the ones they're the ones who actually need this help the most. But at the same time, you have to make sure that you distribute all this help fairly. And a lot of these people, they're younger, they are working age. They shouldn't be out here. They should be out there hustling to be able to provide for their family the correct way.
Yeah, there's better things to be doing than waiting in line for 3 hours for your food. But when you're hungry and you don't have any food and you don't have any money, you'll wait out here as long as it takes to get food for your family. So there you go. It just goes on for, I don't know, a half a mile, whatever that is. It's a lot of cars. And now it is backing up into the entrance here because it's getting later in the day. People are getting off work, and now they're heading in here. So keep you posted. So make sure you stay through the entirety of this video. I'm going to put up some drone footage of just how long the line is at this food bank in Indio, California. And we're here early. It's only 4:30. By 5:30, this thing will be backed up to Interstate 10. But the freeway's right here. That's the 10 freeway. It's lining up here right now. Hundreds of cars in line. Just flew the drone over, so check it out. And you're going to see what's happening in the real world, not just what they're telling you on Fox Business, CNBC, that the markets are booming, all-time highs, all of your problems are solved, that there's no economic problems in America, there's no food insecurity, everybody's got money, you're the only one that's poor. This is happening all over America. It's happening all over California here. The amount of people who cannot afford to eat is staggering. And look, there's a nice Mercedes right there. We saw an S-Class earlier. It's a nice Toyota, it's nice Camrys. I'm not out here to judge anybody or pick on anybody, because I know that the majority of these people are hard-working Americans. Yes, there's always going to be some people, in the group taking advantage of the situation. I get it. The majority of these people are hard-working people. Unfortunately, the last 3.5, 4 years of their lives, it has changed abruptly with the cost of everything going up. So, you know, nice that they bought a nice car a few years ago or a couple years ago, and all of a sudden, you know, food prices exploded, utility prices exploded, their health insurance, their property insurance exploded, and now everything has changed. So just because somebody drives a nice car and they're at a food bank doesn't mean that they're ripping off the system, because I will tell you, most of these people are good, hardworking Americans working 2, 3, even 4 jobs. And this line is just backing up. And as you remember last time we were here later, probably about 6:30, and the line was backed up to Interstate 10 on the other side there. I guarantee you, within an hour or less, the line will be beyond Interstate 10 here. And this is really, really sad. So make sure to stay tuned, watch the rest of this video, and I'm gonna fly the drone over. This is a little bit earlier. The line is only going to get much longer. It's only 4:30. Wait till 5:30, wait till 6:30. There will be hundreds and hundreds of more cars here. And this is just a testament, a reinforcement to all of you. Don't believe that everything is okay. Don't believe everything is fixed. Hopefully we're heading in the right direction, but in the meantime, there's a lot of problems that we have in this country right now that need to be untangled. And one of them is getting people out of debt, getting people to the real wages to go up, their savings rate to go up, their standard of living to go up, because people should not be waiting 3 hours here in the United States of America for food while we're sending billions of dollars over to Ukraine. It's getting dark. We're going to wrap it up, but just to give you some insight here, the line now is past Interstate 10. It is only 4:45. Last year we were here about 6:30, 7 o'clock. This is going to be even worse. This will be the worst we've ever seen it. It's unbelievable what's going on here. But now the line, that's the turnoff at the gas station. This is the line just to get to the turn. It is now going under Interstate 10, and in another hour, it will be way beyond that. It'll be the worst we've probably ever seen it. But I wanted to show that to you while we had some daylight. Tempers are even flaring up out here a little bit. People honking because the line has been so slow. You can't blame them. This black Mercedes right here, I'll see if I can zoom in for you. Right there, that car has not moved in 25 minutes. 25 minutes has not moved. So think about how long these people are gonna be here waiting to get food. Some of these people, if you're at the back of the line here, over here, you're gonna be waiting at least 3 hours for your food tonight. 3 hours. This is unacceptable. It really, really is. But people honking. One car was actually blocking the exit to the freeway here, and the big rigs couldn't get off, and they were blowing the horn. The exit was being blocked. So there's so many cars here at the food bank that they were actually blocking the freeway off-ramp to Interstate 10. They really should have a police officer out here or a deputy on a motorcycle doing something with the traffic, because this is going to get out of control tonight. I don't know how late this bank is open till, but probably going to be open for many, many hours, because it's at least going to be a 3-hour wait minimum for these cars that I'm looking at in front of me, and they haven't even got up to the turnoff here. So unbelievable. Please comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Is this acceptable to you being an American? Is it acceptable that your money's going overseas, not going to help the people here that need the help? Or is it just me? Are things just way better than I think they are? I think they're not that great, but you know, people are telling me that everything's wonderful. What are your thoughts? Have the problems been fixed? Has the debt been fixed? Has your cost of living gone down? Has your standard of living gone up? Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. But we wanted to go boots on the ground today and just check in what's happening with real people in the real world. And so it is absolutely shocking, complete disarray out here, and it is really, really sad. So as we're leaving, just to give you an idea, the line keeps getting longer. It's now 4:50. And it is now past, it is beyond Interstate 10. These cars right here, let me zoom in here for you, just to give you an idea about what's happening. These cars are lined up all the way back here, all the way across 10 and beyond to the turnoff. It's gonna get worse. Another half hour, another hour, this will be wrapping around. Here's another one that just pulled up right here, and they're all gonna be lining up right here. So they're gonna turn and pull in right here. So incredible what's happening. But They keep coming in, ladies and gentlemen. The line is way beyond I-10, and it goes along this road, along I-10 now, and it's backing up. So these people are going to probably be here till midnight to get food. So we are way beyond Interstate 10, and we're on this road here, and there's cars winding down along the side of I-10 waiting for food. So it's unbelievable. I pray for these people. Have a good Thanksgiving next week. You have a lot to be thankful for if you're not waiting in a food line for 6 hours. Be safe. Take care. God bless.